Hello everybody, welcome back to another Minetest mod review, and today we are looking at the Tech Pack mod by Joe7575, and he actually used the form on my website to request a mod review on his mod, and I have finally gotten around to doing it. So as you can see here, we have a whole bunch of different new nodes, and let's start with the tube ones over here. So a quick overview. We have tubes to transport materials. Big surprise right there. And then we have, well, we have chests, which are normal chests here, and then we have a special chest, which isn't really much different, but it does come from the mod, so it lets us do a few things with it special, with some controls and commands, but I won't actually get into that in this video. And then we have pushers, which just pull things out of chests and push them into nodes. We have distributors, which pretty much act as sorters. They distribute the things, so the materials come in, and then they are sorted by what is in these. So what we can see here is you got a little green spot, a little blue spot, a little yellow spot, a little red spot. Now the material's coming in from this one, from the red, so I can't distribute anything to red, but we can see that the blue is taking sandstone and the green is taking the sand. And I suppose I should take another look at this chest. So you can see we have some sandstone, we have some sand, there's some other materials in here as well. And then they get pushed through these tubes, and so the sand will end up in this chest. So the sandstones will go to this grinder here, where they will be ground from sandstone to sand. And then this may or may not work. I probably actually have to add a pusher in to here to get that into the chest and pull it out of this item's inventory. The distributors do not need pushers, but I believe the grinder is going to. I haven't actually tested that out yet. And then we have another distributor here. And here you will notice I have the inputs coming up from the bottom side. So I can actually use all four of my outputs. And now I should mention that if you have an output that you haven't listed anything in, any items that do not match in the other outputs will go through there. So everything that's not sand or sandstone is going to come through this tube up into this distributor. And my wheat seeds, cotton seeds, wheat, cotton, and apples are going to go into the green tube, which is this one here, which comes up and over into this chest. Blue tube's going to take the tree trunks and the saplings, which just go right to that chest. The yellow tube is going to take leaves, and we'll get to that in a little more detail shortly. Also go through these tubes into these machines over here. And then lastly, everything that's not one of these items is going to go into the red tube, which will run through here and into this little it's pretty much a garbage machine. It's a black hole. I forget what it was called. I don't think I have one of those in my inventory. Let's see what it's called real quick. Yes, it's a black hole. It pretty much just makes the item disappear. And then there's a little detector here, which is actually connected up to this lamp. So when anything gets thrown out, this lamp will blink, because we want to know that we threw something out, I guess. So let us, and we have a harvester over here. And this is going to go around and harvest tree leaves and the tree trunks and apples, I'm assuming, and then the crops in the field here. And let's just select a radius of how large. I had it set at 4 for a little testing, but let's bump that up to 10. We do need biofuel for this to run. Biofuel is made from leaves. So I do have a few leaves here, and I don't have any leaves in this chest. So let's start by starting that harvester, because I do have some fuel in it. Now I have set up this button here, so I can click on it, and you will notice it turns both of these pushers on, and if I click on it again, it turns them both off. So let's go ahead and actually break this, because that's how we do things, and then replace it. So now we have an unconfigured switch, and we need to know some destination node numbers. Now we can use this little programming device here, and if we right click on an item, we will get a little chat message saying number 0002 red. And if we click on this one, number 0023 was red. And if we come back to here, so we were right clicking on those nodes to program. I should be able to left click, and no, it doesn't actually work. So we just have to type those numbers in. So we need 0002 space 0023 space. You don't put commas in between them, and as far as I can tell, and of course now it's not going to work. 002 0023. Are you kidding me? 0002 0023. There we go. Had to do a space behind it. I'm not sure why I didn't read the first time. And now we can click on this and it'll turn them off and turn them on. So they're running. The distributor here is spinning. This is just its little on-off button. It doesn't require power. The pushers don't require power either. So let's give that a few seconds. There is a fault in the grinder. Why is there a fault? These are all sandstones. Sandstone should be grindable. Well, that's interesting. Let's take a look. So here we have our sand nodes. Why is there a fault in the grinder? Does the grinder only take from specific sides? Most interesting because, oh, you know what? Maybe one of those sand types doesn't work in the grinder. Let's find out real quick. We have sand. Wait. So desert sand can be ground into clay in the grinder. I think this is actually what we wanted. Okay, I don't think we can turn desert sand into, or desert sandstone into sand. What? I can't turn sandstone into sand with the grinder? Well, that makes this a very poor demonstration. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and pull the sandstones out of the blue slots. You know what, we're just going to go ahead and put them into the green slots because otherwise we're going to end up with a bunch of nodes we can't do anything with. And we're going to go ahead and grab some cobble. Like a bunch of cobble. We're going to throw that into the blue slot. And then we're going to go ahead and throw the rest of the cobble into here. And this pulls one node every, I think it's 2 seconds. There are upgrades you can make that'll pull more, which I can actually show you right here while we wait for some of that to come through. So we have the fast pusher, which is made from 3 slow pushers, and we have a high performance pusher, which is made from 2 pushers and some ingots. High performance does it by stacks. High speed just does it every second instead of every other second. So let's see, we have some items. There we go, that's working. And it is not ejecting the nodes anymore. So you would have to put a pusher in to push the nodes through to there. Should have known. All right, let's take a look. We've got some items in here. I don't know if the lamps blinked because I haven't been paying any attention to it. Let's see. 0 items has appeared. So we haven't thrown anything out yet. Let's see what we've got here. Nothing in that chest. I don't remember what that chest was supposed to get. Nothing in there. Okay, this isn't too promising. Where's all my stuff going? Oh, I didn't turn it on. Yeah, that's important to do. You want to make sure you turn your item on or nothing's going to happen. So it's running. Now we can start pushing its stuff. Let's see how this harvester is doing before we... I never turned the harvester on. Okay. That makes me look like an idiot. So the pusher has stopped. Why did that? Oh, because there was nothing for it to push. So there'd be no reason for it to run. Alright, so the harvester just did something. Let's pull up the debug info. Okay, so I was wondering about this. It harvested the crop. I don't know what it's harvesting now. Oh, I mean, it didn't run out of fuel already, no. Oh, now it's into the trees. So it harvested the crop here, and then it replanted a seed for it right away. So this is infinite farming right here. And this does support... let me take a quick little peek at the wiki. There's a wiki on the GitHub page for it. Extremely, extremely useful. Definitely recommend reading it. Well, that's sad. I thought it told me which mods were all supported by this, but it doesn't say it on the wiki. But it does support a bunch of the different farming mods. I don't want it nighttime yet, so we're going to go ahead and change the time to day because we're going to talk about the other functions in a little bit. Okay, so this should be running. Okay, we have some items in these chests. Hooray. Which means we should have some stuff in here. We do. It is in standby mode. These, and I don't know exactly what the actual process is behind the scenes going on, but when a machine runs out of enough resources to do whatever it's meant to do, it'll go into a standby mode. And in standby mode, it pretty much doesn't do anything, but then it will automatically start back up once it gets the resources. You can turn it off by clicking the power button, which will just completely turn it off, and then it'll turn back on when you turn it on. So this is making biogas out of leaves. It's fermenting them. And then I am caught on something, a pipe. And then once they're fermented, we use a pusher, which is stopped, to push the biogas into a reformer. And the reformer turns the biogas into, well, I don't have one there, but biofuel. And that runs back to this chest over here. So I have another button set up here to turn both of those pushers on. So let's go ahead and do that. And we have some biofuel. Now we need this biofuel for the quarry. So we're going to go ahead and throw our 6 biofuels in there. We're going to do a digging depth of 2. Start level of 1. And the reason we're doing a start level of 1... if I can find my notes on this here. A start level of 1 is 1 node higher than the level the quarry's at. So actually we can start it at 0. Because I do have a few nodes here that need to be mined. And this is going to do a 5x5 square, with this being like the middle edge. So it'll go out 2 nodes this way, 2 nodes that way, and then 5 nodes that way. It's probably easier if we just kick this machine into gear. And it cuts, it digs 1 node every 4 seconds. So it is a little bit on the slow side. And I'm assuming it's going to take all those 4 seconds to dig the air node as well. We have another piece of sand in there. Pusher is not running, so they're just going to collect in there. This chest will stay empty, but once we kick that machine on, the items will slowly accumulate in the chest here. And of course, we could have these all sorted and stuff too using the distributors. So let's run back over here and see how the... And it replants the trees too. That is perfect. Unfortunately, there doesn't seem to be any way to automatically refill the biofuel, so you do have to do that yourself. And I guess I didn't set my radius big enough because it might not be getting everything. It looks like it didn't reach these cotton plants, and it hasn't gotten far enough to reach the wheat yet. It only did about half this tree. You can do the radius up to 16, but for the sake of the demo, I didn't. So that's doing that. Let's go take a look and see. We only have 3 biofuel. And that could very well be because we're still... Yeah, see, I've got a bunch of leaves over here, but I got to work through all of this garbage before I get my leaves. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to grab the leaves out of there myself. And we're going to throw them into here because we need loads and loads of biofuel. quarry has begun again. Has this nice little animating face of lasers. Direct exposure to eyes may cause permanent blindness, so don't look at the laser light. Okay, and now this is something that's also included. So this mod is, well, it's actually a mod pack, but there's actually like a couple different components of it. We have like the whole tube system and everything we've looked at so far. And of course the machines that go through. There's also an auto crafter, which is part of that same, so I should point that out. And standard auto crafter, you put your craft recipe in there, resources in the bottom, turn it on, it crafts an item. I don't need a bunch of steel pickaxes, so I'm going to stop that. But that works normal. You can use the pushers to push stuff in to it, the resources, and another pusher to pull items out of it. You know, very standard, very standard. You know what? One thing this doesn't have, though, is a furnace of any sort. You have the pusher, distributor, the button switch, the black hole, the lamp, which we still didn't get to turn on because, well, we haven't thrown anything out. But yeah, it just lights up. That was the auto crafter. That's its chest, the detector, the fermenter, a funnel. This works if you drop an item. So let's grab one of these. Well, it's actually kind of difficult because I'd have to build a bunch of stuff. But essentially, you drop an item in it and it'll pull it into the pipes. That's how it works. There is one here that I have no idea what it does. I didn't look at the code. But like, right here we go. It's a liquid sampler. And you place it. And it looks like you can put, I don't know what you do. Let's go grab some buckets. Bucket. We're gonna grab a bucket, and we've got some water right over here. Kind of avoid the giant chasm there that I had to build a fence around because I fell into it a few times. Okay, let's turn it on. Let's see what happens. It's running. It has an error, a fault. I don't. The wiki doesn't mention this at all, so I don't know what this is supposed to do. There's also a sifter, which I didn't have. Is it? No, it's not a sifter. Okay, what do they call it? It's not mentioned in the wiki either. Performance distributor, pusher, pushing chest. Oh, teleporter. I didn't do the teleporter, but that works as you would expect. So I could throw a teleporter here and a teleporter here, and then eliminates all of these pipes, and it would just teleport from one end to the other. Good if you have long distances to cover. Access lock. This is something for the chest, so you can like put a password on it, but I didn't really look into that. You can also do doors, which I didn't look at either. Invisible lamps, and a lamp. Now the lamp's kind of cool, actually. We're gonna go ahead and just throw it here, and we can select different colors with a little drop-down menu, and can be turned on and off with right-click, or it can be hooked up to any of the node things. So let's actually do that right now. So we have this, and this is lamp 0049, and I have a switch over here that's connected to the ceiling lamp, which is 0033, and I'm gonna have to break the switch. Wow, that took a really long time to break. Alright, so we want 0039, 0033. I think that was the numbers, right? Right, those were the numbers. 0033, 049, whoops. 0033, 0049. Alright, so then if we right click on that button, it turns that light on, and it turns on the block. And we can still toggle them individually, so we can actually have them both off. Oh, so this actually sets the state. It doesn't switch it, it sets it. So it's on whether you had it turned on or off, and then it's off whether you had it turned on or off. We have the same thing with a little player detector here, which I don't know if I can. Oh, I still can. Okay. So you can say which nodes you want to receive the signal, and you can also do the player name. So you could hook this up with your name on the inside of a building, and it does I believe, a 4-node radius is what it checks in. And you could have some invisible doors. Let's go ahead and grab 2 of these. I haven't actually used these yet, so I have no idea how this works. We're just gonna pop a hole in the wall here, and we're gonna throw these in. Guess we can select different textures for it. Wow, we can do a lot of textures, but we want pine wood. It's a little different color pine wood though. Oh, I wonder if mine was aspen. It was, okay. I can't change it. Okay. Well, we're going to 50 and 51. Let's go and add those to this. 50. 51. Oh, there we go. Ta-da! How neat is that? So I'm walking up to my super secret lair. If I would have set my nodes right, you would never even know there's a door there. The door opens, I get inside. Now, of course, you have kind of a small inconvenience of any time you're in your house, your door's just sitting wide open, anybody can just waltz in and steal all your stuff. So then you have to use this device, which I've had pretty much 0 luck doing. So what this is supposed to do, and this can do all sorts of cool stuff, we have an input with node number 35, which I believe is the switch over here. Yes, see, that's 35. And now, per this code, if node 35 is on, which it is on right now, then signal tower command, signal 037, should turn green. Well, we have signal tower here, 037. It's not green. I have a battery here for the controller. The controller says it's running. Battery's at 100%, which the controller needs a battery. But it's not doing anything. It cycles once every 10 seconds. It's supposed to run. After 0 seconds, it's supposed to execute. I don't know why it doesn't work. Clearly, I'm doing something wrong. But I don't know what. We have notes where you can write notes. There's a very useful help included right here. So like right here, it even says switch on off tube-lib nodes like lamps, machines. You have the controllers. Actions can be delayed. You can copy rows. I don't know what these rows are, but you can do these. You need battery power to work. Battery pack has to be placed near the controller, 1 node distance. And the pretty much, I don't know how often the battery loses power. I'm assuming it loses 1% per cycle because I haven't gotten it to do anything, but the battery will run out and it'll have to be replaced. The battery is actually relatively inexpensive though. I think it's tin and copper. But yeah, this doesn't seem to work. It says line 1 every 10 seconds. If input 035 is on, then tower should go green after 0 seconds. Tower has not gone green because that's what the green tower looks like. Disappointing. So yeah, I'm not sure how that works. Other than clearly I'm doing it wrong because it doesn't. Now, this is part of the tubes, which is kind of odd in my opinion, but you know, whatever. We have streetlights, and these streetlights can all be controlled with buttons as well. I'm not gonna make this button turn the streetlight on, but you know what we could do? It says 0040. Let's go ahead and add it to this, because why not, right? I mean, may as well. I may not have done that incorrectly. I think I forgot the space. Okay, lights are off. Lights are on. The light is on. Come over here, the lights go off. Quite annoying, honestly. So let's go ahead and use this little USB key programmer. And you may have noticed that there's a bunch of lights here, but they're not all turning on. we want them all to turn on when it gets dark and then turn off when it gets light. Now, these lights don't actually use any power, so you could leave them on constantly. It wouldn't matter, but it's a little more neat to have them turn on and off. So we're going to go ahead and right-click, and we will read the node number. And we'll go ahead and right-click on that one as well. And this one, and this one. On the one that's on this one that's on, and on that one. So we just read all of those. Now we have the timer, and we have the repeater. We're going to left-click on the repeater. It says it was programmed. And it now has all of these numbers, which should be all of the lights. And we have the timer here. Now the timer can send either an on or off command at different times to different nodes. So node 47 is this repeater right here. And we can see that at 1800 and at 0600, it'll send an on and an off signal. So at 6 in the morning, it turns off. And at, what would 1800 be? 6 p.m., right? It turns on. Now, unfortunately, because it's already past 6 p.m., it's not going to turn these on. And I don't think I can manually trigger an update. However, what we could do, let's take a look at the time. This time is 042. So we could change this to turn on at 2 a.m. And then these lights will all turn on in a little while, hopefully. And if they don't, well, there goes the demo. See how this quarry's doing? It may have ran out of fuel. Nope, it still has fuel. Oh, it only dug 2, so I suppose it will run out. Now we can start at some negative values, down to negative 20, which then allows you to actually get down to negative 45. And I guess we can do that. I don't know. We're going to try. Can we dig at negative 20, even though there's still material on top of it? We have 32 sand in here, so if we ever get more than 32 sand... Oh, actually, we just have to watch this and see if we get anything in here. Nope, keep that turned off. I'm not sure. There might be a pocket down there. You never know. I'm gonna go ahead and give that some more biofuel there. Hey, the lights all turned on, so it works. Hooray! Hooray! How's this doing? It's out of fuel. Okay. That chest has nothing in it. That's promising. So this has nothing. So all the leaves that I had were already used to make biofuel, and I just threw it all in this quarry. How can I make more? Oh, it works. So you can quarry below ground without having a hole to it, without destroying your landscape. What a concept is that? All right, so that's kind of sad that I just threw all my leaves in there, but oh well. The last bit is, oh yeah, let me show the battery real quick. I don't even know what this one is called. SmartLine, is that? Yes. So all your SmartLine controllers, there's actually a few I didn't cover. So yeah, this is your battery. It's very inexpensive. Switch we looked at. SmartLine controller we looked at, but I didn't know how to use it, so it didn't work. Player detector. We have a repeater, which I don't really know what the repeater does. I didn't put one out because I didn't quite understand. So I have a repeater. Destination node numbers. Okay, let's just go ahead and take 0033. 0033. So that's turned on. Can I do like, I don't know what node 0034 is. Oh, it's not a lamp. Oh wait, it is a lamp, okay. Okay, so this turns that light on. This repeater doesn't really Like, how do I send a signal to the repeater? Does it maybe need to be la 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 la? Does it maybe need to be sitting next to this? I don't know. I don't know what the point of that is, because you only have one input. So how am I repeating something? There's a sequencer. We didn't look at the sequencer and the timer. These actually work very similar to those two, I believe. I haven't actually placed them. Sequencer, so you have your numbers, you have a command on off and an offset, and you have a timer. So the timer works exactly like the timer did. Certain times of day you can turn something on or off. This, I think, just loops. Numbers are the node numbers. The command shall be sent to. English is not his native language, so he actually even mentioned that in the email. Offset is time to the next line in seconds. If endless is set, it'll restart itself and go again. The command blank does nothing, only consuming the offset time. So you could, I don't really know what you would use this for. But yeah, it just runs. It doesn't really care. It doesn't have any value. It's just a very basic on-off type of system. Unlike this one, which is, you know, you can do all sorts of rules if you can figure out how to do it. The last thing is, oh, and then the smart signal tower, which I think you can actually, nope, you can just either toggle it. Oh, actually, I think red might be on. Yeah, red's on or green's on. But it's supposed to be programmable via the other things. The last thing, which I'm not really going to look at, did I put a T in there? I did. Is this, oh wait, I already have that. Is that, am I using the wrong? Oh no, you craft this one to make this. This one, you actually can write Lua code. So it's very similar to this, which is using an if condition then action, but this is kind of limited. If you are a super mega power user, you might find this is much better because you can do cooler things. Like I said, I'm not going to try to demo that because I don't know how. There's actually a display as well, which I forgot about until right this very second. Wait, what's it called? Screen? No, I don't want the screwdriver. Isn't there a display? Could have sworn there was a display. Yep. There's this little server thing. So you can store. Okay, I'm not even how that works. Somehow you can store stuff. It says the controller will be restarted every time the Minetest server starts again. To store data non-volatile, a server node is available. Server node can be placed everywhere, can be used for communication purposes between several controllers. For special server commands, see server commands. Again, I'm reading this from his wiki page. Definitely check it out. Oh. Interesting. Let's do this. I'm just looking at his examples. We're gonna make this little doodad do something. So we're gonna do an if condition true. Condition is always true. Then action, signal tower 37, green. And then we're gonna go ahead and do this. Condition true. We're actually gonna change this to 4. And we're gonna go ahead and put 4s into these. We're gonna do signal tower 0037 again. And we want this one to go to amber. And then we're gonna go ahead and set the condition here to true. And we're gonna go ahead and do signal tower 0037. Yeah, to red. And I guess We'll do just like he has in his little demo GIF. GIF. Call it what you will. It's all peanut butter to me anyway. Okay. Then we want this. And we need 0037. And this will actually even let us see how the battery works. Perfect. Boom. We're going to save. We're going to start. Press update. Oh, wait. There we go. It's blinking. Yay. The battery's still at 100%. Okay, I don't know how often this battery gets used. Oh, it's an LCD. Let's try searching. That's the wrong button. Let's try searching for LCD because I would like to at least show you. Well, what do you call the thing? You can monitor. Wow, you can really do everything with this thing. You can make a balancer. Wow, definitely very powerful. I just wish I knew what this. So you can basically have like a. I wish I knew. You know what? We're just gonna do this. We're just gonna go through page by page. It's only 4 pages. Shouldn't take too long. Or is there not a craft recipe for it? It doesn't have a craft recipe. That's why I couldn't find it. Because I'm not in creative. So basically, yeah, there's a screen that you can get to put stuff on it, and you could have it say like, you know, if the biofuel machines here don't have any leaves, you could have a little message on your display saying, "Hey dummy, go harvest some leaves." Or, I mean, you wouldn't obviously have to say, "Hey dummy." You could be extremely polite and be like, "It has come to our attention that there may not be enough leaves in the biofuel generators. It would be wise to fill up the reservoirs." I don't know if you really have reservoirs for leaves, but you know what I mean. That might be a little too verbose though, and you might not have enough space to display it all on the screen. Okay, why do I still have an error? I just gave it fuel. Oh, I just had to click on it. It's running. Let's get these pushers running again. Oh wait, I just turned them off. There we go. Did I increase the radius? I put it to 10. Let's go bump it up to 12. Just cause. I don't know if I'm in leaves right now. Let's see what we harvest. Okay, we must be in airspace. Yay for airspace. Well, whatever we've harvested has already gone through the chest there. So it's probably already gone through the sorter. We have some leaves there. Perfect. So it was doing leaves. Let's see what we've got here. This is sleeping, waiting for some leaves. And I forget how many leaves it takes to make a bio... whatever this one is. The biogas. To then turn it to the bio liquid. 2 leaves. Yeah, it's still waiting for some more leaves. So I believe that's everything covered. Oh, one thing that I should mention. Pipes are can be a little finicky. So now this is intended behavior. And as you'll notice, it doesn't connect to another pipe. So yes, you can do things like, and you see exactly what I mean there. You can do things like this and have pipes running directly alongside each other. However, it becomes difficult to make them connect sometimes. Like that's pointing towards me, but it really shouldn't be. So we can go ahead and place a tube here, and that place is going upwards. And now those all connect, but I don't actually want it connecting to that. So we're going to go ahead and put one there, but that connects to the chest now. So we'll go ahead and put one here and here. And they're, again, trying to connect upwards for whatever reason. And because these pipes can only go one way, we may possibly be able to make this run straight. No, we can't. But if we had put the pipes in before we put the grinder in the chest here, we could have a straight run going through. They don't seem to update very well when you break an adjacent node. They may not update at all, actually. But yeah, it's kind of a little, like, so we have one there and we try to place that. That worked. And that worked. But now if we want one here, that works, okay. One there, I don't know why you would ever want to do this with pipes. It seems extremely silly. But that is just one thing to note. That the pipes... Oh, it's out of fuel, that's why it stopped. The pipes can be a little bit finicky. But, they're fairly easy to work with. And they're fairly simple to get working properly. Now let's see if we ever got any apples. I forget where those are going to go. Oh, 2 apples. Sweet. Only 9 wheat. 35 cotton. Oh, interesting. So we harvested 35 cotton. We only have 1 cotton seed. So basically what this is telling me is that when this harvests and replants it, it's using that seed that it just harvested to replant, which is, you know, expected behavior and what it should do. So it's working well. And the reason I have so little wheat is because, well, it wasn't harvesting a large enough area to connect, to pick up any, harvest any wheat. I suppose I should use the right word for what's going on. Well, that is, that's going to wrap up the mod review of the tech pack. Definitely give this one a twirl. Leave some good feedback for Joe. Let him know, what you're having issues with. I'm gonna actually, as soon as I finish this, file a bug report to let him know there's no recipe to make that screen. But yeah, be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and check back next week for a brand new mod review. And if there's a mod you want me to review, use the link on my website, use the form on my website to let me know, you know, all the details, and I'll see what I can do to make that mod review a reality for you. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.